A construction company can remove 7.5 metric tons of dirt from a construction site in 3 1/8 hours. What is the unit rate in metric tons per hour? And they want us to write the answer as a fraction or a mixed number in simplest form. So let's begin with this. What's the unit rate in metric tons per hour? So remember, when you see unit rate, when they're asking us to find a unit rate, and that means we're going to divide, we need to set up a division problem. And then following the words will tell you what will be the divisor, okay? And so it's going to be metric tons per hour because of that word per hour tells us we're dividing by hours, okay? So it's per hour. And so we're going to select this 3 1/8 as our divisor, okay? Which means 7.5 will be our dividend. And now, since we have a division problem set up with mixed numbers, what we're going to do is use the strategy of keep, change, flip. And that is where you keep the dividend the same. So just rewrite the dividend. We're going to change the division to multiplication, and then we're going to flip this, the 3 1/8. But how do we do that? First thing we ought to do is to change it into a improper fraction, which means multiplying the denominator by the whole number and then adding in the numerator. So 8 times 3 is 24 plus the 1 gives us 25. Okay, and really we should have done the same with the dividend. All right, so that's going to be 15 over 2. Okay, but the other thing we didn't do yet was flip the divisor. Okay, so we're going to make that 8 over 25. Okay, before we start multiplying. So that's 8 over 25 now that we flipped it over. All right, and so at this point now you can multiply across. All right, and then you'll be able to reduce the, reduce them down or simplify them down to their simplest form. But I would like you to really notice that you can actually cross cancel some of these values first. I noticed that 2 and 8, they have a common factor of 2, right? And also 15 and 25 have a common factor of 5. So we can divide those out to kind of simplify those before we start doing the math. And the way you would think of it is, look, for 15, 5 goes into 15 3 times. So we can write 3 there, okay? And for 25, 5 goes in 5 times. Now for 2, it goes into itself once, and it goes into 8 4 times. And so now we have an easier multiplication problem where we can just do 3 times 4 is 12, and 2 times 5 is 10. That reduces down, of course, to 6/5, which again simplifies one more time to 1 1/5. So our answer finally is going to be that it is a unit rate of 1 1/5 metric tons per hour. 1 1/5 metric tons per hour.